The guy in the White House said yesterday.
Well, Raymond and I were just talking about it, and if we had been thinking earlier, I was going to ride in on a tricycle with one of those beanies with the propeller on it, and just because he called me a little boy, so maybe just ride in and see if you guys got the joke, but we didn't think of it earlier enough. It was really surprising, but mainly just because it was me, and then you stop and you think, well, this is just every day. This is just another day. So I was the shiny object yesterday. There was another one today. There'll be a new one tomorrow, and the circus will go on. So it's just strange, but it happened. I did think about last night. I was thinking about my various visits to the White House. I've lived a privileged life and met, I think, the past 5 presidents prior to President Trump. First one was in 1984, and Ronald Reagan was president. And he invited my mom and me 6 months after my dad was killed in a terrorist attack. And President Reagan and Vice President Bush invited us into the Oval Office and spent about half an hour with us, thanking us for my dad's service. He was in education, thanking us for my dad's commitment to trying to share American values in the Middle East, trying to promote peace in the Middle East. And all I could think of last night was the contrast of what has happened in 35 years. And there was no regard for whose side you were on politically, political party, anything like that. It was just you were an American, and the office held such dignity and respect, both from the people who were visiting and especially from the people who sat inside it. And it's just sad that it's come crashing down and that we are now living this. And I realized the horse was out of the barn a long time ago on this, but for me personally, this was my experience with, wow, has the office sunken low. And so my hope is that we can find a mature unifier from either party to sit in that chair and try to restore some dignity to the Oval Office again. And I think it'll happen. Anyone want to talk about pick and roll coverage tonight?
Maybe not. Where were you when you heard this happening? Did you see it live, or
no.
Did someone tell you? And what was your initial response when you either saw it or when someone told you that this had happened?
Yeah, it was. I just finished. Ironically, I just finished media after practice, and I was doing an interview for a project somebody was working on in the building, and then Raymond texted me, and all of a sudden my phone started blowing up. So it was surreal. It was, very, very strange. But as I said, it's, just he quickly moved on to his next bullying victim today. I'm not sure who it was. I haven't had a chance to look, but the pattern will continue.
So, Steve, how have you found it difficult to balance the NBA's clear business interests in China with what's been going on there? With they're really trying to censor a colleague of yours, Daryl Morey, really some stuff that could be called un-American in terms of trying to restrict his freedom of expression.
It is a absolutely tricky situation for all of us to be in. I've been to China, twice in the last 2 years, once with the Warriors, once with Team USA, and basketball is wildly popular over there. And so from my perspective, the NBA is doing a lot of great things in terms of helping to unify people in the world. The game itself is a unifier, and I think that's important. And all of a sudden that is meeting these political forces and business forces, and we're sort of thrust in the middle of it, and frankly we don't really know what to make of it, and so we're here. We're being asked about it. I have done a lot of research the last few days. I've learned more about what's going on both sides. One of the things I've learned is that this story has many vantage points, depending on where you're looking from. And so for me to sit here and say I feel really comfortable making this statement, it's not my place. And it's, you know, just like I wouldn't make any comments on the tariff war. Like, I don't know anything about that, you know. So what's going on in our country, I'm very comfortable talking about what's going on in our country. I'm a citizen of this country. It's hard for me to make a comment about something that impacts so many people, different countries, different governments, and not really feeling comfortable being in the midst of it. I think it makes more sense to lay low.